Hello everybody, welcome back to the range. Tom here, and today we're doing this 1967 Chevy C10 pickup truck. This is by far one of my favorite truck castings that I love doing stuff with. You know, I only got maybe one more, but it's staying in its card. So I'm not going to touch it. So why don't we go ahead and let's get started. You know, like I said earlier, I really love these castings. Always really do like these old school Chevy pickup trucks. You know, I had this one. It was out of its card, out of its package, and I wanted to do something with it. And, only one thing came into mind. But you're going to have to find that out here in a little bit. I got some new tools in. Finally got my new airbrush in, new air compressor in, So I was really happy when that stuff came in. I was ready to get painting and stuff because, I already started on working on this before I got that the compressor and the new airbrush in. So I was really ready to get started. I decided not to punch or drill tap the bed portion of it because I'm not going to use it. Having a new drill, new Dremel tool, new parts, new everything, coming in. Just got my new wheels from Sam Ed Wheels in. I got some more wheels coming in on order. Getting a lot of stuff in so I could actually get my stuff going, back into it again. I know, wow, 3 videos in less than a month, I'm kind of getting back into it, trying to catch up because I had almost 200 videos on my last channel. And, I want to get back up into there and start working on stuff again. And that's kind of why I'm doing what I got to do. This casting, this project that I'm working on, it turned out great to my perspective. A little better than I was expecting, especially the paint looking good. It looked sharp, put decals on it. And, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do to this car, or this truck, I had a thought from before I ever started working on it of what I wanted to do. I had bits and pieces of some old plastic parts coming through, and I had this part from this truck that I picked out, and the way I went with this, at first it kind of didn't line up too good, but everything started kind of falling into place when I started putting it together, started getting the idea, and I was really motivated, I should say, to actually build this one because I wanted to see what it was going to look like. And like I said, I love these castings. I love the 67 Chevy C10 Hot Wheels castings. They're one of my favorite truck castings. And, I got a couple of them, but I got to find them. I know I got one still in its box, or still in its package. I got another one somewhere, I think. No, that's a different year. But like I said, I got a new Dremel tool in. So I got new ways to, clean it up. I got polishing wheels and stuff like that so I can polish it. I didn't end up polishing this casting because, honestly, I was just trying to get it to where I knew the paint would go. And I had to do some filing. Didn't really have to do any sanding. Had some primer going. I wanted to make sure that when I cut it, everything was going to line up. And it did. I was happy it did. And I'm actually working on new ideas for my next project. I'm not for sure exactly what I'm going to go. I'm still probably going to order some more wheels next month and get like different varieties of wheels because I want to be able to have multiple styles. I got some actual tires coming from a place called AliExpress. Brad from Full Custom Diecast Garage, he kind of gave me the idea of where I can get them because I got rims, I got some 3D printed rims that he did for me and told me the exact size tires I needed, and I ended up ordering them. So I got a bunch of those coming in to match up with the rims that I got. So eventually I'm going to use those rims. I just don't know when yet. So, as you see here, the back half is from an 18-wheeler. I can't remember exactly what the brand that made it, but I'm trying to get it to where it would match up with the 67 pickup cab. Had to do a little modifications to it, and luckily enough, they went off pretty good. Had to do quite a bit of sanding, quite a bit of, touch and go kind of modifications to it, but the only thing I really had to do was just kind of cut off the bed, and honestly, I'm going to use the bed probably for another project later on down the road. Just haven't quite figured it out. I'd like to get some kind of custom base made eventually for like this kind of build, for like later on builds that I can do, and I'll work on that another time. But didn't have a pin that worked, so I kind of had to eyeball it more than anything. But this was a really, really fun build. I was really happy with it. I know you guys know about the LL Speed Shop Diecast Fall Invitational. Theme is trucks. I'm probably not going to be participating in it. Probably not going to be participating in a lot of builds for at least a little while until I can get some more organized situation. And I'm going to end up getting some kind of toolbox or something so I can put all of my hobby stuff in so it's more organized. It's not just laying around on my bench, and go from there. As you see here, I kind of had to cut up the base of the 67 pickup to kind of fit it into where it would actually kind of match up. But unfortunately, the front end kind of, I guess, sat up a little higher than the back half. I didn't quite get it flush, I should say, and that honestly kind of sucked, really. Because it kind of made it a little wobbly, a little off balance and stuff. But I ended up working through it and getting it going. and this is like my second truck build I've done just by getting started. Because honestly, it's just kind of, trucks are easier for me to actually work with. You can do more stuff with trucks. You can make them flatbeds. You can make them pickup trucks. You can make them 18-wheeler style trucks, hauler trucks. Anything. Cars are a little bit different. I don't have really any stuff for cars because during my move and the other personal stuff I had going on, I lost a lot of my 3D printed parts that I had that I got from other people. And so I can't really do much right now. So I'm working with what I have. And you see here, I got the stacks from another vehicle. I'm cutting them to where they'll make, they'll match up and they'll work. And I was really kind of hesitant about using certain things. I thought about making my own custom stacks, but then I had these and I was like, well, these things will work a little bit better, I think. Trying to match them up, trying to get them to where they would flow with the truck. And, the wheels, if I would have been able to kind of adjust the back half a little bit better, it would have sat lower, more, level off. But it didn't. The way I ended up doing it, I ended up making it raised a little bit. So what you see me here doing is not like the right height of the actual truck. I ended up having to do some modifications to the back to put some axle tubes in. You'll see that here later on in the video. But I really like how it came out. It came out really good. It looks really neat. And it just gives, it's got a really cool paint job. Until I can get some better lighting, you can't really see the details very well in the decals. But hopefully I'll get some better lighting eventually, and I'll be able to do better footage. And the video footage really ain't bad. It's just when I'm doing like the begin, before and after video footage, you can tell the lighting's not very good. But the way I got it here, it looks really nice. You see I'm working with the axle tubing, and I'm putting it in the drill because it makes it a little easier to cut, until the axle tube starts flailing all over the place. So I kind of had to modify that a little bit and kind of watch out, because I almost got hit a couple times putting it in the drill. And the new drill that I got, for a little thing, it's very powerful. So I was really stoked about it, and getting everything. It's a really powerful little drill. I was really happy with the way it worked out. And, the Dremel tool is a corded one. So now I don't have to worry about the battery dying on me in the middle of a project. So it worked out pretty good. Like I said, I'm just doing something. I'm going to be doing part 2 of the diorama. Not next, but sometime soon I'm going to start working on that. I'm just kind of trying to get the ideas going. And, what all I'm going to do, how I'm going to paint it, and, all that kind of stuff. I got pretty much a good layout going. I got a new drill. Like I said, I got more drill bits, so I'll be able to actually do what I need to do. The big thing's going to be, like, part of the junkyard is going to have, like, rusted out cars. I'm trying to torch a car so it would look like it was caught on fire at some point, but I might just have to do some weathering to that. But as you see here, everything's coming together. I'm putting the X tubes on. I put these little fuel drums on the side that came from the same casting as I got the stacks in the back end of it. I'm covering up these holes with some styrene so it kind of looks like all one piece. But all in all, like I said, everything kind of worked together. It flowed together. I love it. The paint that I used was a custom color that I put together. You guys have seen it before on a couple of my other builds, I think. I know one I did on a motorcycle build. I did this blue. And I can't remember. There was another build I did it on, another car I did it on. I just can't remember exactly what casting I used it for. Once I got all this stuff sanded down, everything to where I needed it to be, all I had to do was paint it. I kind of had to paint it a couple times in the back because I kind of screwed up, and then I had to re-go over it and do some hand detail touch-ups. But it came together nicely. I'm glad to be back doing this. It's getting me focused. It's keeping me occupied, and the more stuff I got, the more tools I'm getting, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm making sure I got all the tools I need, all the stuff I need. I need to get some more 3D printed parts. I've been talking to Brad over at Full Custom Diecast about it. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at what we started off with. Nice casting. Love the low stance look of the 67 Chevy C10. Like I said earlier, I'm a big Chevy guy. I'm a big pickup guy. I really like this casting, and I'm always looking to try to get more of them, but they're really difficult to find. Excuse me. And, well, without further ado, why don't we go ahead and check out the final results.
I'm taking it up higher. I'm taking it up higher. I'm taking it up a mountain. It's time to jump. My eyes got flickering flames. Up to the sky, make it rain. Breaking the frames, breaking the chains. Ain't nobody holding the reins. Turning it on, trigger the bomb. I got the world in my palm. Staying calm in the storm. Where I was born, I called it home. I'm hitting the hardest. I'm hitting the target.